We're back.
We are back. Oh wait, do I need sorry, I'm just seeing if I have glare in my glasses. I think we're good enough. Welcome back to APWF. This is episode 3.
Welcome back to APWF. Yes, episode 3. Oh jeez. Sorry, I am in a different spot than usual with a rock band mic.
It's so solid though.
Yeah, so I think Audacity picks up more than Discord, so I apologize for noises of the cord going crazy, but at the same time, you're probably not watching. So,
That's the spirit.
Okay.
I don't have a list to this week, do you?
I don't, but I was thinking to get us to Nope, it lost it. Brain completely empty. Well, for the time being, what's your favorite color?
Oh god, I wasn't. Can we talk about this off podcast? I just don't feel comfortable sharing that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to just cut that part out and we'll just pretend like we had to cut something out or something?
Sure.
Okay, guys, sorry, I had to cut something out. We almost had a personal.
Crying out loud! You didn't tell me. Frick.
What?
Oh.
No, it's fine. It's
All
fine.
I said was your favorite color, and you just.
Okay, we have to cut
whatever,
that.
we're
We have
past
to cut again. I watched Extraction last night, that new Netflix film with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah, is it any good?
Yeah, it was good. I actually enjoyed it. It was the first 10 minutes I was definitely sold just because of how kind of raw it was. It's not John Wick levels, but it's like you can tell, okay, this isn't just a cheesy action movie. Like they're being serious. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And it looked like it was shot well and whatever. And then some exposition was dumped insanely hard. In 5 minutes, it was and it, to be fair, it's this isn't a spoiler or anything. It's pretty clear in the trailer. There's a mercenary and they have a team, and one of the teammates is laying out the plan essentially for this extraction, which is fine. But it was so okay, this is him. We're doing this now, and here's what you have to do. And at first I was like, okay, that was a lot. But I also had to give them credit because it had some of the coolest action I've seen in a while.
Oh, that's nice.
They did it wasn't an actual one take, but it was like how 1917 or Kingsman did it. They stitch it to make it look one take. And it was a 12-minute pure action one take.
12 minutes, okay.
Yeah. And
nice.
The hidden cuts are pretty apparent if you're watching for them. But I kind of forgot it was a one take. So I'm like, okay, we started in a building with a hand-to-hand fight. Now we're in a car. Oh, and then they do some cool things where the camera goes through the car window to show something outside, and then it keeps going. It was cool. And I think it was the stunt coordinator for a lot of Marvel movies, including The Winter Soldier, that directed it.
Oh, okay.
And then
Winter Soldier is pretty good for
yeah, it was pretty apparent.
Pretty good.
And then Joe Russo wrote it, and the Russo brothers together produced it. I'm like,
oh, okay.
It's really good. It's bizarre.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's quite good, man. When you said Winter Soldier, I just started thinking about Captain America, and now I just daydreaming.
I don't want to get into it too much because we've talked about it so much, not on podcast, but just in general, and we could go on for 3 hours.
That's true.
But just, dude, I'm gonna miss not that Marvel's going away, but our.
But our.
This our
the
thing.
Avengers.
Yeah. This generation's Star Wars to me, although Star Wars is around, it's not as positive.
Yeah, no, they.
It's weird because I've still enjoyed, at least in some way, all the new Star Wars movies. Some more than others, obviously. Rogue One is just very good.
So good.
But I've still enjoyed them all the same, but it just doesn't feel as. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's obvious. It's a reboot of a franchise after I guess it was only 10 years, but yeah, you know what I
Well,
mean.
10 years.
10 years is a bit.
It's a little bit. It's a bit.
So what have you been spending your time doing now?
Nowadays, I've actually so I have Street Fighter 5. I don't know if you knew that.
On your
And
Switch, right? Or PC?
PC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although I play with a PS4 controller. I'm no maniac. All right. Yeah.
That's fair.
Uh, and so I've been getting into that more and more. It's so it's so funny to me. Like Street Fighter especially, every fighting game kind of has their, what makes them kind of quirky, kind of
Hmm.
funny.
Like
Like
their one thing.
yeah, like I mean for Smash it's just the fact that these are like, the icons of different video game characters fighting each other.
Hmm.
For
And
Mortal Kombat,
it's
it's just the
brutal.
yeah, and it's brutal. Mortal Kombat is just the insane violence and just
Hmm.
the immense kind of brutality of it all. And then for Street Fighter, it seems like its kind of thing is just how like cartoonish. Like it's serious, but
Yeah,
it's very
its art style still leans more on
yeah. Like
cartoony.
there are just some characters that you look and you're like, yeah, this is clearly a very serious fighting game. Like E
Mm.
Honda, just a fat, just a sumo wrestler slapping you. Just a,
It's weird.
um,
I know a lot of the character names, but I can't correlate them to a picture or face at all. That's the weird thing. I was like, oh yeah, I know
yeah,
him. I couldn't point out which one he is.
or the best character in Street Fighter 5, at least. I don't know if he's in any other games because I don't have any other games. Cody. His name's just
Ko?
Cody.
Oh,
No, no, not him. Not him.
that'd be
He
cool.
doesn't need. Would it? Would it?
Ah, now that I'm thinking about it.
Um, no, it's just this dude, and like, he's literally just a. I mean, I guess I think his backstory is that he was a criminal, but pretty much he just walks up here in like this fighting game where people are throwing, fireballs and
Hmm.
and and psycho power and whatever. He's just a dude, looking dapper in like a vest and like a button-up shirt with a tie, and he just punches, and then his special abilities are he can just pull a knife on you, or he just pulls a steel pipe and just pretty much starts playing baseball with you, not like you're the other player, like
Yeah. Wow, that's really
in
nice of him.
baseball.
He pulls out two
It's so
gloves.
it's so Chadley. It's unreal.
Chadley.
Um, yeah. Other
Is
than
is
that,
is Chadley the more bro version of the Churdleys?
Chadley. I think Churdley sounds better than Chadley. I'd much
Yeah.
prefer to hang around Churds than Chad. Churd. That sounds like a slur.
Yeah,
Churd.
sure. It
Ugh.
probably okay. No, I can't say it probably is because it's not a word, but like it just it has that
I f-
kind of grossness when you say it. Churd.
yeah. I feel like I'm a churd.
I don't know, man. I
It
just
doesn't
my
even have a
whole life.
definition, but
I
doesn't
think
even have a
that's gonna be my
definition, but
Oscar acceptance speech, you guys. My whole life, I've just had this feeling
then I was a
that,
churd.
that I'm a churd, and you guys have proven me wrong. And everyone's like,
And everyone, like, like the camera pans to the audience. Everyone's just like, "What is he?
wait,
What's he
I'm
saying?"
sorry. A churd. What does that mean? He's
Who
white.
is
What
he?
does that mean? Yeah. There's
So
literally been no award given out.
I'm still waiting for the day, pinnacle of success, when we're sitting, at some gaudy award ceremony.
Hmm.
Just the camera pans over to us, yeah, like on the Switch or something. Just,
I I want. I don't have it with me to show the cam. Not that it's like crazy hard to picture, but I want to have the Switch Lite that I have right now. I want to have that at my first Oscars event.
That would be
or any
awesome.
form of award show. And I'm sure there'd be articles written about, oh, these douchebags, but then people that know us at all, or that are just not idiots, that's like the funniest thing.
Yeah, I feel like most of the celebrities there would appreciate it, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, yeah, there's like, because it's such a weird thing, but I still get that when I see a celebrity being like human. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Obviously, they're still
Yeah.
people, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know who it was, but someone offered Henry Cavill, or someone was eating Girl Scout cookies at some award show, and Henry Cavill turned around. It's like kind of like, photos in like a 2x2. There's 4 photos in a row that create a story. Sorry, I don't know why that was so hard for me to describe. And yeah, it's Henry Cavill, looking all hot and serious, right, facing forward, and then he kind of does a double take to the person behind him. I don't know if it was Ryan Gosling or someone, and he's just chowing down on a box of Girl Scout cookies, and they just have a chuckle about it, and just things like that where like, it's obviously they're still people, but just seeing that,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, they are still,
Yeah,
you
because I
know.
mean, you have to like just fake a lot of stuff. Like I
Hmm.
think the funniest thing, especially now when I think about it, is when all of these other, like web interview shows, all these YouTube interview channels interview different
Oh, like Wired
like
and things like that.
actors on their upcoming movie.
Mm.
It's like they unless you're Tom Holland, you're not getting anything out of them. Like unless
Yeah.
because and it's so funny because like as an actor you're like, well, I really can't tell you anything. So they always say like the same 2 or 3 things, just like, oh, working with the cat, like the cast is great,
Hmm.
it was project was a lot of fun.
Which is no
uh
fault to the actors.
yeah, no, like they have to say it. That's all they can
Yeah,
say.
which
And
is
so it's
totally
always funny
like
when the
duh.
interviewers are like, oh yes, that's deep, and like
Right,
they
right.
they try to like, ask like, okay, but who's the main villain? And they're like, um you
Yeah, I'm
know
not doing that.
you know the director actually was really good. And they're like, oh, I see.
See, it's funny. I love Marvel and I love pretty much the entire cast of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot of chemistry there. That's the thing. Like, they're all like, it seems like they're friends when they're hanging out. I'm sure there are
Hmm.
disputes and all that, but I can't watch Marvel, at least with MCU interviews, like before Endgame essentially, because yeah, they try to ask, prying questions, which is, yeah, again, no fault to anybody. The interview is
Yeah,
trying to
no.
get some juicy info, and the actors have to be like, I'm gonna get fired if I say anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. You should watch the movie. And it's like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel have to talk to them for 20 minutes about this movie that they can't say a word about, which
Yeah.
is weird for everyone involved. But it's hard as a viewer because I don't want them to spoil anything, but it's sometimes also just a boring interview when they're just like, yeah, I don't know, we'll have to see for every question.
Yeah.
I'd
That's why
love to spoil my
interviews
own
is
movie.
yeah, just like your first big break, and they just ask you like, so
What's the basic premise?
and you're like, just go like full script, start
Oh,
acting
I
out every
actually got the
single
script
scene.
here. Hold on. Let me just.
Do we want to put this on the camera?
Wait, no, stop.
Why
That'd
is
be
the
awesome.
teleprompter saying shut him up? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Shut him. Shut. Oh, hey, hey. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, do it.
But
It'll
for
be
like
funny.
something that
People
like
will laugh.
it will, and then I'll have a very short career, but I'll probably be viral. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, man. But good interviews. Speaking on kind of that idea, I suppose. Have you ever watched any interview, like, Jimmy Fallon, Kimmel, whatever, with Eric Andre or Hannibal Buress? Because they
No, I
are,
haven't. But I've
I
heard they're
mean,
great.
for anyone out there listening, which I guess you kind of have to be to hear this, the the Eric Andre show, if you don't already know what it is a fantastically hilarious Adult Swim show that Eric Andre made for a couple years. That is, it's just pure madness. I believe the word is nihilism to describe it.
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's get that definition up here. All right, Reggie. Okay, here we go.
You sure that's not like a Star Wars? like
No,
Darth.
it's not a Sith Lord. Nihilism.
Oh,
Okay,
wait, there's
as
a
a
Sith Lord
noun.
named very similar. Okay. There's
Well,
Darth Nihilist. That's why I was actually like, I feel like this is a joke that's very almost
it's so
correct.
funny. Like you say, you. This is like a common thing. You say these jokes, and then they turn out that like it was an actual like not a completely stupid assumption. And so I'm like, oh, funny, Ryan. They're like, oh, you're
It's the most rewarding feeling, but it's not like I can be like, "Ha, Sam, I told you, you idiot." It's I say something
yeah,
that I think is kind of wacky and funny, and then I check. I'm like, oh, told you.
yeah. Okay. All right. Nihilism: the rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. That's the noun. The philosophy: extreme skepticism, maintaining that nothing in the world has a real existence. Historical: the doctrine. Oh no, that's just Russian stuff. Nobody cares. So I guess that doesn't
Haven't seen
make
the
it a.
show to
What if I
fully.
put nihilistic humor?
So it's just like
Um,
humor that
yeah,
I'm
it's it's
trying to
it's
find the
just
words.
it's just pointless madness, and that's
Oh,
the
okay.
funniest part about it. And you think like, oh, it's just for the show. Eric Andre wanted to make some, uh,
Wacky.
you know, wacky meta show, but then you meet him in real life, and the dude, like, lives by that, and I respect that quite a bit. I think
Mm-hmm.
Eric Andre is a hilarious person because he he quite literally says the things that they don't let you say, and
Mm.
it's not like
I love
some.
that. Just in any context, it's usually amazing.
I know it's so refreshing, and it feels nice to, I don't know, just kind of not deal with,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess a typical aspect of things, and especially within comedy, because comedy, it's so PC these days.
It's
No,
so like cringy and like cliche to say that, but and it isn't fully because like you can be like, okay, but what about this guy that said this, but he's still funny, or this guy, but it just has a different vibe a lot of the times.
yeah, like if you want to get a special on Netflix, you can't be you can be offensive, but like you can't be that offensive. You can't be
Yeah,
that crazy. And
that's why YouTube comedy's been like where I've found
yeah,
most of my things because they're fully
yeah,
allowed
cuz
to do
like
mostly whatever.
because especially like within comedy, like I don't know, like why why should it be okay to limit the like comedy itself is meant to be the pushing the limits, because
Mm-hmm.
laughing, as far as I know from Vsauce, I think, is literally just when the extra energy from your brain trying to figure something out, and then it turns out to be something different. It like, I mean, it's not exactly the energy conversion goes from neurons to like nose to like exhaling,
Yeah.
but it's like a release of like, oh, of like, I didn't expect that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But like nowadays, because there's like limits on like, okay, well, you can't be too much of this or too much of that. Everything is just so similar, and people are just not really funny anymore. Which, like, it's not like comedy is dead. It's just that
Yeah.
it's just that. Whew, hot take. Gotta air out my armpits. I'm getting nervous from getting shut down.
I'm
You know.
cracking open a bottle of water.
Yeah, our
Jeez.
zero viewers is gonna crucify us when I say all the different I guess, I don't know, not restrictions, but all this social justice warring that's happened in the past like decade has not really allowed comedy to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I'm wrong, and it could be the other way around, that comedians just don't evolve because they're stupid. But the thing is, yeah, there is like YouTube comedy, which is actually funny, and that's because they're not restricted to what you're
Well,
allowed to
yeah,
say in front
not
of an
too
audience.
much.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course they're not allowed to go full racist,
I
or
mean, actually, on YouTube you can, like Gus Johnson could drop 20 hard ends or hard R's. Sorry. um,
Pardons.
I was trying to. I was like, is it the R word? No, 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 hard N. Um, And he could, I think, like YouTube. I actually don't know how that would work. He might
I
get
don't know.
demonetized or something, but the backlash he would face, I would,
Yeah,
I would
yes,
have some
yes.
problems with that.
The backlash you face is immense. And like I don't mean to put anyone down, but before you get offended by something that somebody says, I highly recommend just trying to figure out why on earth they said it. And I guarantee 9 out of
hmm
10 times it wasn't to be offensive.
It was just to get a laugh, and yeah,
Yeah, it was just to be funny or like, they didn't really see it how it could be. And they're like, because you see so many different kind of like things, actions, posts and stuff that like people are like, oh, that's so messed up. Why would you say this? Because this implies that this, and like I
hmm
had no idea it would kind of develop to that. And I guess on going back a bit to like actors and stuff and just celebrities in general, you know, if you say one thing that's not, you know,
100%
yeah,
airtight.
yeah, exactly. If you don't say something that's airtight, like that, if it's at all could be implied to be offensive at all, it's like your career is over,
hmm
and that's dumb. That's
Yeah,
dumb.
and like if and we shouldn't have to say this. It doesn't matter. No one's watching. But like, um, obviously, we're not saying, yeah, guys, just be offensive because they probably don't mean it.
No.
Duh, I know. I'm just in case you, whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, there are people that are just horrible people out there that when they get, I hate you the word canceled, but it's pretty accurate. When someone gets canceled on
Mhm.
YouTube, a lot of the times it's like, okay, good. um, but yeah, it's like some people like we might be exaggerating and saying that oh well, there's all this censorship because truly freedom of speech has never been better in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but it's the online world that we live in now, which is great and everything, but it's just how it is. Whereas if you said something you know uh, controversial that you might not even meant to be bad, but again just could have been interpreted wrong if someone takes it out of context. You said that in the 80s. I mean, I can't speak for living in the 80s, but there's a
Mhm.
there's a very small chance that it'll completely blow up in your face unless you killed someone. Nowadays, you drop one, okay, if you say racial slur, it's no good, whatever. I get if you get backlash, but
Yeah.
you say one thing that in the moment made sense, but you think, "Oh, okay, if I said it like this," and then your whole career's over and you lose everything. You know, it's it's just uh I don't know. I just feel like people have to tiptoe a bit more.
Yeah. It's one of the many impossible problems of society. It's like the whole thing like yeah, there's so many people that have to be like freedom of speech has never been more free, and yet at the same time more people get quote
You
unquote
better be
canceled for
careful
what
what you
they
watch
say.
or say. Yeah.
And so it's like, oh yeah, society should really just relax and become a little more chill with it, but then at the same time then stuff actually does become offensive. Like it's one of those predicaments that is the reason why social studies still exists. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've discovered, especially last year and this year, that the only reason social is still a class is because there are those impossible problems in society that we just need to keep teaching because there's no solution yet. So you
hmm
just have to tell the kids about them.
Yeah. Like I don't think anyone really enjoys social too much. Like I actually don't hate it. Back in like grade 9 and 10, I was like, oh, social's the worst, and it was probably my least favorite class because I had a lot of really fun classes. Not that I'm
Yeah.
saying social's better now because the rest of my classes suck, but I don't know. I guess I just it honestly is just me being smarter and more mature that I can critically
Yeah.
think about a problem. And yeah, sometimes social's boring. School's always boring in a
Yeah.
lot of cases,
I
but it
mean,
is just yeah, because it's still mandatory learning. It's not enjoyable too much. But yeah, it's like sometimes when I'm working on something in social, I'm like, I don't know. It's just cool to have to think. Essentially, I know it sounds so dumb, but just have to work something out and then realize, oh wait, there isn't just because I mean back in like earlier grades, being like grade 7 when you kind of start to think more, um, and you'd have these ideas with your friends of how to make a utopia. You're like, why didn't they just do this? It's easy, then everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
And then you get older, you're like, oh, okay, wait, no. Yeah, these are just ongoing problems that the next generation is going to have to deal with. So we do have to teach it to them.
Yeah, like, oh, come on. Why can't life be perfect? That's the big question.
I'm so like, I'm not, what's the term? I can't think of the proper term, but I'm not like a super deep person. Like, I mean, I guess I can I can force myself to be,
Yeah.
but there are times when I'm like, God, why can't life just be perfect? But then I actually have a genuine thought of, oh, but then the ups and downs. You wouldn't know when life is good and when life is
Hmm.
bad, and it's so cheesy, but it is true. You
Sometimes
have
you
to
gotta
have
turn
horrible
on.
times.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta turn on your Robert California, you know? What is
Yeah.
life and failure and
Okay, I'm taking off my headphones. I don't. No, they're off. I'm gonna assume you're done because I
why do
hated
we
every second of that. I'm gonna put them back on now.
what does it mean
Oh God
to eat
damn!
a chocolate bar
Stop. It's too
if there was
accurate.
no
I
chocolate
don't
at
like
the
him.
in the first place? And that's why
There's
I'm impossible to
stop.
offend, because there is
There's
no
stop
such thing
talking.
as offense, and don't ever believe there is.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Sorry. That would have been a good office part if that was the call to open. It just cuts back and it's just someone just. Can you just sign this,
Can you sign this? Reminds
dude?
me of the one scene in particular where they're interviewing Robert, and like he just leaves them all dumbfounded. And he just turns to look at the camera, just like, "Yep, you know it, you get it," and it's so clear that everyone's just like,
I guess
one
we
of those
hire
one of
him.
those one of the great parts in The Office where like it truly does feel like a documentary, because
Mm-hmm.
it's just so natural in that
Yeah,
moment.
because there's no like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into the
Yeah,
uh,
that's a
how the office works
yeah.
because I'm sure I don't even know properly yet. But yeah, I don't know. Great, good show. Good show.
Good show.
I you haven't seen Pardon My French, and I could just bleep it out. I guess I just will. I don't know if anyone that I know watches this. Um, no one watches this. The End of the Effing World on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original.
I still haven't. No.
It's so weird, and I don't. I mean, I don't. It's weird. I love the show, and it's one of my favorites. But I never tell anybody. Oh, you have to watch it
Mm.
because it is twisted and weird. But the first season came out in like 2017 or something, and I watched it when it came out. Which, honestly, I haven't had that experience. I don't think ever since then or before then, because it was a new show that no one was talking about because it had literally just come out. It
Mm.
wasn't like Stranger Things 2, where everyone was already
Yeah.
hyped about it. Actually, I guess Stranger Things is sort of similar, but I think I was a little late to that. But yeah, this show, I think I kind of binged it like the day it came out and finished it like within the next day or two. And then loved it. But I saw it so long ago that I'm sure I'd see it now, even though like it's not like, oh, I watched it when I was 10 and I'm 35 now. It was a couple years ago or a few years ago, but you know, your brain's changed since then, and I'm sure I'll have a different view on it because season 2 was really good, and that was more
Hmm.
recent. I think that was last year. Or, yeah, that was last year, but I might have to go back and watch season 1 now. Again, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah. Speaking of Netflix originals, I'm actually okay. So, full disclaimer before I get into this subtopic on the Tiger King, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched an
Yeah, me
episode.
neither.
I've seen
Shoot us. I don't
different
care.
YouTube videos of people reacting. Good
Tiger
enough.
King. Tiger King.
Tiger King. Um, so yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've seen videos and such, and it makes me happy that it's popular, not because I like the subject matter,
Sorry, I was like,
because nobody does. But the thing is that I like it because people like it, and it's not like a good show, you know?
mm,
It's absurd. That's what it is. It's absurd. It's
chaos.
yeah, it's crazy, and the craziness of it is the appeal. And it makes me happy that people are liking that because I mean, I'm sure you are too, but I'm so sick of all the, you know, it seems like another show comes out every like week on these
Hmm.
streaming platforms that are, the dark, gritty, you know,
Moody.
yeah, these moody drama shows,
Yeah,
government
there's
executives and
there's lots of
ex-military people.
there's lots of these drama shows that, you know, kind of present themselves to be like, oh, we're for like, maybe an 18 to 25-year-old audience, but they're actually targeting 15-year-olds, like 15 to 17-year-olds, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
the kids feel mature.
yeah, and like all these different shows that try to be the best to
Hmm.
win the audience. And I guess I just like how the Tiger King is popular specifically just because, like, hey, finally we, like, people are laughing at what things, like, what should be laughed at, something that's,
So
you know
bizarre and crazy.
yeah, like, I don't know, it's such a break from the usual, and
Hmm.
that makes me kind of happy. Of course, I don't want more documentary shows of absurd things, but in my hopes and dreams, I think that it might be able to change kind of the perspective maybe some of these Netflix original
Hmm.
writers will have on future shows, and instead of trying to make, you know, the next Stranger Things, they'll focus on trying to make, like, I don't know, the next Curb Your Enthusiasm or something,
Hmm.
like, n- you know, uh, just stop making all this edgy stuff.
Yeah,
That's it.
and
Just stop
like,
making the edgy stuff,
well, it's
please.
so bizarre because I want to say like just make something that's actually good, but a lot of the shows that come out are
Like,
good shows,
they're technically good, yeah, but
but
they're just not.
they just
Nobody
all
wants to
blend.
watch them. Yeah,
Yeah, like I live. I mean, I guess Stranger Things is different to me. Like I've seen it, and
yeah,
I do like it. I'll see the next one. I do think they're dragging it on because the fact that we're going like it's going into the fourth season thing, right? Like I'm pretty sure the
I
third one is because I watched it when it came out, so it was a while ago. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going on to the fourth one. Which again, I'll watch it. It's probably going to be made very well. The acting and it's good and all that. But I still am like, okay, guys, you should have stopped after two, maybe, and three ended really
yeah,
cool. But I get it. They're making money. I never blame companies for being okay. This is like the biggest TV show in a while. But yeah, it's just it's so weird because I don't want to say like, yeah, stop making these bad shows because a lot of them aren't bad. They just all feel the same in a lot of ways, or like they're trying to be. I don't know. Just make a show that's.
yeah. There
It's
has
so
to
hard to
be. I
explain.
think. Yeah, I think what we need is just some innovation. Be creative
Hmm.
with it. Like, the reason
Yeah,
why Stranger
just
Things
take
was
a
so
risk.
successful, the reason why, like, shoot, I just lost it. Anyway, House of Cards, was
Mm.
so successful, is that Breaking Bad stuff, they didn't come at a time where, that was the surplus, was their genre. They came at a time when, like, I'm pretty sure it was mostly, I mean, mostly nothing really, because they, like, back then there was, I mean, streaming services weren't as big as
Yeah,
now, and
it was still
especially
just
original
normal TV.
shows. Yeah, and so, you know, like, yeah, just be a little, you have to kind of be creative with it. Like, for instance, Community, Dan Harmon's Community,
Mm.
when it came out, it honestly kind of sucked. Like, the ratings were kind of bad. Uh, but it's like, it's huge now. It's a staple of a tons of people's, like, favorite sitcom
Hmm.
lists and things, because it was an original thought and an original kind of design for a show. And even though it didn't take off at the start, it was something that stood out. We just
Hmm.
need more stuff to stand out, because it doesn't matter how good your edgy show about some, you know government lawyer with a mental health condition is. It doesn't matter how good that is, because it's just going to get slotted in with all the other ones that have come out in the past, like, week,
Well, yeah,
you
and
know
thing is, all okay. People hate me for saying this. I don't think I'll ever watch Tiger King. Not
Yeah,
and
I don't
like
think I will
it's
either.
bizarre because I know I'll probably enjoy it, and I have the time to and all that, but I don't know. And I'm not ever one to be like, oh, it's too hyped up because usually things that are hyped up are for a reason. Like the
Yeah,
Joker was so hyped up, and I left the theater like completely floored. Things are usually hyped up for a
yes,
reason
dude,
and all that.
yes.
But I don't know. I don't think I will, and it's not out of spite. But yeah, I'm just, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's wacky, and obviously it's because all the characters, well, real people, but the characters that they are, and the crazy stuff that happens because it's true. It makes sense why it's so big. But yeah, I don't know. It's like there's so many TV shows that come out that I see, and yeah, again, they're good. We're probably just being broken records. I did have another. I had a thought that was good, but I completely lost it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Take more risks. Oh, actually, sorry, I got it. Tiger King.
Yeah.
Probably won't watch. Just I don't know. Again, I probably will enjoy it, whatever. But I just don't think I'll watch it. But I understand. Oh, that's different. That's cool. That's what really this happens in it. That's crazy. I don't hear that about many shows.
Yeah.
Because most shows people say, yeah, it's good. It's about this. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll never watch it, but that sounds, good enough. Hearing something that's like, oh, geez, that's crazy. I probably won't watch it, but holy smokes. Like, I like that. I like having that.
Yeah, that kind of...
And this is coming from a guy that likes Friends after putting it off for a while.
to be honest, I bet if I watched it, I'd probably like it too. It's the principle.
No, yeah, I get it. It's kind of the same with... I mean, I was, how I felt with starting to watch Friends, because I guess it is just pretentious for me to be like, no, I don't like, I hate laugh tracks and live audience and all that. And I do. I don't... They have a place, obviously. It's how the medium has evolved. Just because The Office was the first show that I fully binged and watched over and over again and fell in love with. Like, it's my favorite show of all time, hands down. But yeah, like, I was kind of like, I don't know, it would just be against everything I always said when I watched Friends. And I know if people are watching this, chances are they've seen it. Or, it's huge. The first I want to rewatch the first season, because 10 seasons is a lot, and it shouldn't have been that long. They do introduce new stories and all that, and it's not a bad show by any stretch of the imagination. But the first season, I remember finishing the first season really quickly and being like, okay, that was like the best standard, laughing in, it's not a laugh track, studio audience sitcom that I'd seen. Like, that was the most like, okay, that was really good, which was just nice to have, and it is feel good. Actually, this is only slightly related to Friends. I started up. No one's watching this part, so it doesn't matter. Sam and I are both in grade 12, and we were gonna make the graduation video for our school. We had some not ambitious, but some pretty like. Well,
it was gonna be cool. We had some cool shots in mind.
I was hyped, and we were gonna use "Closing Time" by Semisonic, right? I'm pretty sure it's Semisonic, and that song is so perfect for graduation. And it was gonna be good because we had some, planned out slower parts, and then cut back to other things. And it was just gonna be.
Yeah, it was gonna be a fun project.
Yeah,
especially because we finally got other projects teachers put upon us finished at the time, so we could finally just be like, okay, let's focus on making a fun.
And it's our grad video too, right? Like this was a pure passion project out of love, and oh my god, we're finishing high school now with everything going on, obviously. But I still have been saying, and I've actually started officially doing it, making a grad video regardless, just like me on my computer, and it's gonna be way less cool than we wanted. It'll still be decent, obviously. Like, I'm not gonna make it bad.
It'll be the I guess the thought that counts. I guarantee, like, just watching it will probably bring up some feels. Just not exactly because the concept,
just the principle. Yeah, which is honestly, and also just for me, I'm like, I already spent, I went and filmed. So the only shots that I have of this year at school for the grad video, I got the girls basketball, curling, boys basketball, and then some shots of us in the library. And when I pieced them all together, I fully went into Resolve and actually put all them in. Like, I had a good couple hours of footage, and I cut it down to like 2.5 minutes, and like just the good shots. Like, I was really satisfied with what I got it down to, because I was filming people in the library. They knew they were being filmed, except for one shot. And they'd be like, "Oh, don't show the camera," and then I keep rolling, and they'd forget about the camera, and their friend would say something, and they'd laugh. That's the shot I
Yeah.
used, obviously, and I was really happy with it. I had still had to switch around the shots. Long story short, Resolve had locked my timeline frame rate at 60, and I couldn't render in anything but 60. And like I googled it, and people were like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that's just something Resolve has." So you have to set it before. So I'm like, okay, whatever. First draft. I'm just gonna have to fully redo that, which sucks.
I see. That's when that text came.
Yeah, I sent Sam a text recently, just so you know. Resolve will screw you over. But that did suck. Like I was actually like, I could have posted that as it, because
Oh,
okay.
man.
I could have made that the grad video, and people would have been like, okay, that was good enough. So that sucks anyway. But so I put closing time in, and the song itself fits perfectly for a grad video, and it would have fit 100% perfectly for what we wanted, because it was, closing time isn't a super fast song except for the chorus. Like, it's got some slower, it's slow rock parts that were going to be perfect for the people talking to the camera or the slow-mo shots we had in mind. So I was like, okay, I know this is bad, but let me see what the Friends theme song, like the full version, feels like when I put it in. Like, let me just see how it works. So obviously, although that song's cheesy for what it is, the full song, I love the song even outside of Friends. The whole song is so good, and the song actually gets better after the theme song part at the start is over, and
Yeah.
the song that most people haven't heard plays. Like, it fits perfectly. The lyrics are great. I was like, let's just see. I'm curious. I love this song. Let me just put it in, and it fit like too well.
Oh.
And I was like, oh god, I'm gonna do this. And I asked some like friends on Snapchat, and some of them were like, yeah, do it, why not? And also, like, it's not an official graduation video that's being played in front of people. Well, so it's like,
Yeah.
it is my video. But like, oh, it's such a conflicting thing. I think I will do it, and I know people are gonna probably be like, wow, that's so corny. I'm like, well, I think we can use some feel good right now.
Too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and it fit remarkably well. Also, because closing time is like, actually, I think they're about the same length. The Friends
Oh, hey.
song, "I'll Be There for You" by the Rembrandts, is, I think, like, it's probably 30 seconds shorter, so it's a good amount shorter. But also with how many clips I had, which was very short, because like fully cut down, it was like maybe 2.5 minutes. So closing time, by the time it gets there to the end, it's at like this kind of build up to the chorus, and it just didn't work. When I put the Friends theme in and just put it in, it got to the very end right as like the third main chorus hit, so then I could put some goodbye message, and then it would be finished. I'm like, I think I'm gonna do it. But I guess I can tell you this, because I've been trying not to tell people what it looks like. But I have shots of when I was gonna do that short series about being quarantined, of the school being desolate. I open with those shots, just silence. I have the Canada flag that's just kind of slowly waving in the wind, and it's pretty, like, I guess, somber. And then it just cuts to the title, which is the graduation that never happened, which again is sad, but I think it's fitting. And then it cuts to black, and then the music comes in. I was like, okay, this is good. I was happy with it. I'm still pissed I have to redo the whole thing, but I'm still getting people's graduation photos in, so.
Right.
I don't need yours. I have you in it, obviously.
Oh, good.
I don't know how I'm going to
like,
be in it.
Because just like one awkward shot of you like turning the camera around on your face, like one of those shots, like when you're playing DS late at night in your bed, and like it goes into a black loading screen. You can kind of see your reflection. You're like, oh boy.
Well, I've been trying to think, because I don't know. I want to not be like featured in it, but I'm making it. So like, I don't want to put my grad photo in, because I'm a selfish prick, and I'm like, no, I need my own shot. Again, literally everybody has their own super short couple seconds, obviously. And then people send in their grad photos. I think I'll just have them pop up, like fade in throughout the corners. I don't want just a black screen with photos on it. Like, I think I'll have it go over the course of the video. That's probably the best way to do it without, making it look too amateur. Yeah. But I was like, okay, I don't know, because I'm still like, a filmmaker at heart, which is super cheesy to say, but I was thinking like, okay, what if I had my sister film me on my SL2 or something like that, holding the M50, recording the school, like as if I was filming those shots at the start, and then I put the camera down and you see me and it's like a faked candid shot, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which of course I'm like, oh, that's so corny, but I'm like, okay, but I'm still
Just do
oh, I
it.
know. It's so frustrating because I want everything to feel organic, but then I'm also like Casey Neistat, his stuff is some of the best on YouTube. Truly, none of his stuff is fully organic. I think Eddie Burback did a video called Casey Neistat Vlogs, and he wasn't hating on Casey; he was hating on the copiers. And he's like, guys, look how easy this was. I set up the camera at the end of this walkway, ran back, clicked film, and walked down, which is fine for making a film, but these people trying to play it off like it's a fully organic vlog. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it how I want it. Just
Yeah.
kind of selfish, but shut up.
Moral of the story. Right now, just do what you want to do right now. Like
And this goes for everyone.
yeah, like everyone out there listening. So pretty much just me and Ryan when we watch through this once, because I always watch through the things at least once.
I don't.
I actually not the one that I edited. I didn't, because I was like, okay, I've
seen it
technically
enough.
watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, moral of the story. At least for right now, just do what you want, because literally no one can stop you, because that would be kind of breaking the law currently.
And
so,
chances are it won't affect anyone else. And again, obviously don't go kill people, but like, yeah.
No,
Just
but more
do-
like I was thinking
do
more
what
along
makes
the
you happy.
lines of, like for me, I have a really big watch list of shows I want to watch and movies and such. Well, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, I know I really should watch these, but I kind of just want to rewatch, this other thing. Just rewatch it, man. Just
do it. Just do what
it.
you
Just
want.
have, yeah.
Yeah, I've been
have
playing
fun.
Call of Duty a lot more. Part of it is because I'm returning to how I felt as a 12-year-old. I want to do good, not just to have fun. I want to be good at this
Yeah.
game. And
That's
yeah,
like me with Street Fighter right now.
oh, okay, yeah, perfect. Where it's like, I don't have any thought of, oh man, like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
I just do it, man. Just do what makes you happy
just
right
do
now.
You know,
it's so corny, but truly right now,
Yeah.
do what makes you happy.
I have never condoned being a Visco girl and like live, laugh, love, but for right now, screw it.
Yeah, just yeah.
I don't know.
And
I mean,
that's not to say don't do what you want to do when this is all over. But
No,
I guess
but,
before
like-
all this, I like there's so much me thinking from a business point of view in a way, even though I don't have a business.
Yeah.
But like too much of a, oh, I could be using this time to do this.
Exactly.
just-
exactly.
Just do what you want. Just get out of your system. Because, oh, dude, Calgary Stampede got canceled. Sorry, this is our little COVID, our COVID
COVID
break.
moment.
Yeah, Stampede got canceled, which is kind of like obviously.
Yeah.
But has that ever happened?
Yeah, jeez, man. Like,
Ever.
and I think I've only been like twice. I'm
same.
kind of ashamed to say,
No
it,
one
but
from
like,
Calgary goes. No one from Calgary ever goes to the Stampede.
yeah,
My
it's
family
odd.
hates
It's
it.
kind of true. So like I haven't been, but it's just such a staple. I mean, okay, as if it's a surprise that these staples of our lives, oh my goodness, this is the first time something big has been canceled due to this. But,
Yeah, this is just such a. Oh, I guess like wow.
yeah, this is the COVID-19 minute of our. They called it a vlog.
I heard the
What's this called?
podcast.
Podcast.
It's like I don't know if he's doing a bit or not.
But anyway, we're done.
Yeah, we almost hit an hour.
Yeah, dude, we got footage.
I'll come pick up the SD card sometime soon.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, you want to
I
start
was
recording
like-
now?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. If
Bye-bye.
indeed you still are, and what's Tabusca say? Bless your face,
Sorry.
and if you sneeze
Oh,
during this
right.
video, bless you. All right.
How does
Peace
he?
out.
Peace out. Yeah, is that it? Is it peace out?